Hello, my dear students of class 9 of CBSE, ICSE, ISC, and many other English medium schools. And you have a prescribed book, Beehives. And in this book, there is a poem, The Road Not Taken, written by or composed by Robert Frost, an American poet, and this poem was published in the year 1916. However, the poet was actually born and brought up in England, but the poem he composed was published in America. And Robert Frost is one of the most noted, reputed American poets. And this poem emphasizes on the poet's attitude to life. The attitude to life is that you may face two ways in your life while walking through the road of your life. The road may be diverged, may be divided into two directions, and it is very difficult to choose the right path. You may choose the one first, and after walking or traveling a long distance, you may decide to come back and to take another path. And that will be the most difficult situation in life. So, you will have to take your decision most judiciously and wisely. This is the content of the poem. This is the message of the poem. And the title of the poem has been selected very wisely, The Road Not Taken. That means the road which you have not taken should be better or should have been better. You may think so, but not so. All are equal and there is no question of coming back. The path or the road which you have taken, proceed through it. And success awaits you there. This is the message of the poem. Now let us read the poem, explain the word meanings, the sentence meanings, and the substance. And when I am explaining, you will see that all the word meanings and sentence meanings will be so clear, so distinct, that you will be able to check the summary or to write the summary yourself. Okay? The roads diverged in a yellow wood. Here, yellow wood means it may be the season of autumn. The leaves of the trees are turning yellow and they are going to drop off or fall down. So the road is called, so the wood is called yellow. All the leaves of the trees, dense forest, has become yellow because it is the season of autumn and the winter is knocking at the door, and at this time the leaves of the trees become or turn yellow and they are going to drop off. The two roads diverged. That means the two roads took two different ways. They were directed towards two different ways. And sorry, I couldn't travel both. Yes, it is quite impossible for anybody to take both the roads at a time. So the poet too couldn't take or couldn't walk through both the roads or along both the roads. And be one traveler. And that is the advice from the poet. Be one traveler. That means you should take only one path. Don't hesitate. Don't stumble. Don't think a little. If you think, your thinking must be judicious, must be wise, and be one traveler. Long I stood. That means the poet himself stood for a long time thinking deeply which way he should take to travel, which way he should walk, and looked down one as far as I could. So far as his eyes could go, the poet looked at the path, and it is quite impossible for one to have the glimpse or to have the idea of the entire road standing at one end. So the poet could not. To where it bent into the undergrowth. That means as far as his eyes could go, and when the path lost from his vision, it was covered with bushes. Here undergrowth means bushes, and that poet could not have the idea which way the path bent or diverged or directed. This is the synopsis or the summary of the first passage. The poet stood at a point from where two roads started, and at a time the two roads diverged towards two directions, and looked at one path, and the path also lost from his vision because it was covered with bushes, dense forests, etc. Now come to the second stanza. Then took the other, just as fair. So the poet took the other path, and it was also equally beautiful. Here fair means beautiful, just as fair, and having perhaps better claim. Here better claim means better demand or better path. It seemed to be a better path. It was apparently a better path to the poet because it was grassy and wanted wear, because it was untrodden, so it was grassy. Travelers or the passers-by did not take the path, and that is why it is covered with grass. Grassy road, it is untrodden road. So the poet says, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Wanted wear means here had not been used, had not been travelled. It is an untrodden path. Though as for that, the passing there had owned them really about the same. And these two lines emphasize on the fact that both the roads were equal. The first road and the second road were almost equal, and there was no question of leaving the path. So the poet says, though as for that, the passing there had owned them really about the same. That means both the roads, the first one and the second one, were the same. Okay? Now come to the third stanza. that both the morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. That means in the morning, the both the roads, both the roads were equal, and both the roads were covered with leaves fallen down or dropped off from the trees, had trodden black. No step had trodden black. That means it is obvious, it is unambiguous that no step has smashed the leaves. No step has walked along the roads. Okay? Oh, I kept the first for another day. So, the poet kept or preserved the first one for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. But the poet knows that one path leads to another path. That means there are branches and branchlets. The paths or the roads are directed towards different directions. When you reach at a point, you see that there is another road. You try to walk along the road, just traverse along the road, and you will see that there is another road. So, a road comes out from road and leads to another road. So, yet knowing how way leads on to way, that means one road leads to another way, I doubted if I should ever come back. And if the poet travels or walks or takes his journey through the way, then through another way, then through another way, the poet is in question. The poet doubts whether he will be able to come back to his point, whether he will be able to reach his goal or to come back to the point from where he started his journey. So it is a very dubious thing, and the poet in the even the ordinary person, everybody faces various types of problems in life, and when he walks through another path, when he walks through a single path, he sees another path. When he walks along another path, he sees another path. And all these paths actually lead to another path. Okay? So there is no question. So when you start your journey, try to think deeply, try to take your decision judiciously and wisely. Now this is the last stanza. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Throughout the ages, all human beings have traversed or travelled or took their journey in a single path, and there he stumbles, somewhere he stumbles, and he says that when he or she stumbles, he takes another path, and there he or she may face another problem, then another way may be taken, and this is going on throughout the ages. There is no exception. The poet also advises the students, before taking a path, he or she must think judiciously. Two roads diverged in a wood, and throughout the ages, always two roads have diverged, have taken different directions throughout the ages, and they have lost in the forest. And I took the one less traveled by. And the poet confesses that he has taken the path that has not been traveled, that has not been used by any other traveler or any other passerby. And that is why he has taken or he has chosen the path he has traveled. And that has made all the difference. And the poet expresses his joy, expresses his happiness, expresses the ecstasy of his mind, and that is why he has been successful, or he is successful, and he has made a difference from the others, because he has become a successful poet, a story writer, and a great writer. And this is the synopsis of the poem. And my dear boys and girls, if you like my lecture, if you like my teaching, please subscribe my channel, like it, share it, and don't forget to comment. My dear boys, I hope that you will be able to follow the word meanings, the sentence meanings, and the summary of the poem. Robert Frost has emphasized on his special message that before taking a path, before starting your journey through a path, just think judiciously and wisely. This is the message of the poem. Please subscribe my channel. I am a native speaker, but I am able to give you the complete idea about the poem. Thanking all of you.